In this video, I will show you how to do linear regression with Excel spreadsheet. I'm using Windows 7, so I can find the programs here or simply type Excel. If you're using Windows 10, you may find Excel in your applications. So Excel. I'm going to use blank workbook. In this example, I will mix water and ethanol. I will measure the volume of water and the water of ethanol. And then I'm going to mix these two liquids. I will then compare the volume of the mixture and the sum of the volume of water and the volume of ethanol. So I'm going to put a label here, 1 for water, that's my chemical 1. 2 for ethanol, that's my chemical 2. Alright, you can use A or B, it doesn't really matter. And then I need to label the columns for my data. So V1 is the volume of water I'm using. V2 is the volume of ethanol I'm using. And then over here it's V1 plus V2 with a unit. Alright, so we can get more space here. And finally, V of mixture with a unit. Alright, and then we're going to enter some fake data here. Suppose I'm mixing 1 milliliters of water and 1 milliliters of ethanol. Alright, 1 and 1. How do we get the sum? Well, you can calculate the sum easily. But I want to introduce you to this function here. Type equal sign. And then type B5 plus C5. And hit enter. So now you can see B5 is this number, C5 is this number. So we are calculating the sum using a function embedded in Excel. Why do we do this? Well, this is for convenience. So if we click this bottom right corner over here, very small filled square, click here and drag it down. It's going to autofill this for cells by summing up the value in these two cells and then put it here, summing up this two cells and then put the result here. Alright, so now I'm going to show you. So I'm going to put 2 here and 2 here. The result is 4. 3 and 3, the result is 6. Alright, how about 3.99, 3.97, alright, and then 4.99, 4.98. Alright, now in scientific measurements, usually we need to keep the proper number of significant figures. So if the smallest scale of the graduate cylinder is 0.1 milliliter, you need to estimate 1 additional digit. So therefore, for scientific purpose, you need to enter 1.00 here. So how can we do that? If you enter 1.00 and hit enter, Excel will change it to 1. Because for Excel, it doesn't matter if you have 1 or 1.00. Now, what we can do is we can select all the cells and then right-click the mouse. We have a list of options. Near the bottom, you have Format Cells. Click Format Cells. And over here, you get a list under this number tag. You have a list of options, click number, and the default number of decimal places is 2. So we're going to use 2. Click OK. Now you can see all numbers have 2 decimal places. Now I'm going to give you more fake data. Assuming we have mixed this 1 ml water and 1 ml ethanol together, this is just the sum of these two numbers. And then we can actually measure the volume of the mixture. So let's say this is 1.81, and this is 3.61. This is 5.42. This is 7.23, and this is 9.04. I'm just making these numbers up. All right. And now what you can do is we can make a Excel graph using this data. So we have two columns, right? And then we're going to highlight these two columns, and we click Insert, click over here, choose this scattered plot, all right? And then we have our data, all right? So this is supposed to be the title of this graph. I'm going to change this title, all right, to mixing water and ethanol. All right, so it provides a context for this graph. Now you can see if you click somewhere here, you will see this plus sign. That means we can add stuff, axis titles, right? So we can put axis titles here. And then we can change this horizontal axis to V mixture. Well, it's not V mixture, it's V1 plus V2. So it's very important for you to realize when you make the graph, by default, the left column is the horizontal axis. The right column is the vertical axis. So over here, this one is V mixture. All right. And then if you want to change the font size, click, in this area, not inside, outside the graph. So this area, and then click Home and change the font size maybe to 14. All right, it's easier to read. And now we're gonna click this plus again, and click Trend Line. All right, so now you see the trend line. But also we can get more information by clicking this arrow. We're gonna do a linear regression. All right, and click more options. When we click more options, we see some options here: linear, exponential, log, polynomial. So we're gonna stick to linear, and we're gonna set the intercept to be 0. Well, this is only because if V1 and V2 are 0, V mixture has to be 0. So it's just to make this graph more reasonable. And then we're going to display the equation over here. So we have the equation y equals 0.9063x, and we're going to display this r squared value. So I'm going to explain a little bit here. Because we set the intercept to be 0, so you have just y equals a constant times x. All right, and you can see this 0.9 is smaller than 1. So that means after we mix this two liquids, well, the volume of the mixture is smaller than the sum of the volumes of the two liquids. All right, R squared tells you how well this function, linear function, fits your data. When R squared is equal to 1, that means a perfect fit. If R squared equals 0, that means there's no correlation. Your function does not fit the data. All right, so now we have this equation. We have this R squared value. And also, if you right-click this label, you can format the trend line label as well if you want to. All right, so over here, there are options. So we can click number. We can change the decimal places maybe to 3 if you want to, and hit enter. All right, so if you look at the slope here, it's 0.906, 3 decimal places. And over here, R squared value is 1.000. So the perfect fitting. All right. And then I want to show you how to include more data points. If you like to include more data points, for example, over here, you can type, 5.98, all right, and 5.97, all right. So you can see this is automatically filled. And then right here, I don't know. Again, I'm gonna just make it up, all right. And now you click this Excel graph. You can see only the first 5 rows are included in the graph. So again, you click this part, drag it down, you will be able to include one more data. All right, now you see 6 data points on this Excel graph. In summary, if you need to make a Excel graph, select 2 columns of data. The left column will be the horizontal, the right column will be the vertical. And then you need to insert and find the scattered plot. All right, so you need to do that. All right, and then you add the labels for the horizontal and vertical axis. Make sure you have a proper title, and then you click plus trend line, and over here you select more options to find this options here. You set the intercept to be 0, you display equation, and you display R squared values. And then if you really want to, you can format the labels. So I'm actually doing this twice. All right. This is before formatting, this is after formatting. So that's it.